Love is not present in your life in the way you hoped. Stop repeating affirmations. Stop waiting to be chosen. You don't meet your soulmate by searching. In this lecture, you'll install the only truth that matters. You are already in the relationship. Your perfect partner will appear. Not through searching, not through dating apps, not through anything the world teaches, but because you will awaken to the truth. I am is love itself. The moment you accept this as a fact, not as a theory, your life begins to unfold in accordance with your assumptions about love. The love you desire, the partnership you long for, the connection you dream of, they are not out there. They are within you, awaiting your command. And in exactly 30 days, if you dare to assume the feeling of being loved completely, you will watch the outer world bend to your inner world. Do not ask how. That is the fatal error. To ask how is to admit that you do not yet believe. The how belongs to God, to the deeper dimension of yourself. Your task is not to figure out the bridge of incidents that will lead to your beloved. Your task is to accept the end, live in the end, feel the reality of already being in the perfect relationship. For that which you accept as true of yourself, though denied by the senses, if persisted in, will harden into fact. So do not look to the dating profiles, the social events, or the outer circumstances. These are the shadows of previous assumptions. They are echoes of the old you, not the new you. The new you is beloved now. You must walk as though you are already cherished completely. You must live with the inner knowing that your person exists and is drawn to you magnetically. You must feel the warmth of their love as done, final, unquestioned. I am not speaking poetically, I am speaking literally. Every relationship in this world is a manifestation of consciousness. The marriages you admire, the partnerships you envy, the love stories you witness, all came forth from an inner act. Someone imagined it, dared to believe in the invisible, and the visible world conformed. So if you say, I want to find love, that is not enough. Wanting is the confession of lack. You must say instead, I am loved completely now. Not tomorrow, not when the right person appears. Now, even if you sleep alone, even if the dating world disappoints, even if logic and friends call you foolish, you must persist. For God in you is your own wonderful human imagination. It is He who speaks when you dare to believe something beautiful about your love life. It is He who fulfills when you dare to persist despite appearances. Consider the story of a woman who had been single for 7 years. She had tried everything: online dating, speed dating, blind dates arranged by friends. Each attempt ended in disappointment. She began to believe that lasting love was not meant for her. At 42, she felt time slipping away, watching younger women find their partners while she remained alone. But then she heard these truths and began to live as though she were already in the perfect relationship. She imagined conversations with her beloved, feeling his hand in hers, hearing him say, I love you, with complete sincerity. She imagined waking up next to someone who cherished her exactly as she was. She saw herself introducing him to her family, planning a future together, sharing intimate moments of connection. She did it so often and with such faith that she could feel his presence even when alone. She would set the table for two, buy his favorite coffee, make space in her closet for his clothes. Her friends thought she had lost her mind, but she persisted, living from the assumption that he was already in her life, just not yet visible to her physical eyes. She began to walk differently, speak differently. When people asked about her love life, instead of complaining about being single, she would smile mysteriously and say, love is everywhere in my life. She stopped searching, stopped swiping, stopped trying. She simply lived as a woman who was completely loved. 3 weeks later, at a bookstore she had never visited before, she felt compelled to reach for a book on the highest shelf. As she stretched, a man appeared beside her, offering to help. Their eyes met, and she felt an immediate recognition. Not of his face, but of his energy. It was him, the one she had been imagining, feeling for, living with in consciousness. Within 6 months, they were engaged. He later told her he had felt drawn to that bookstore that day for no logical reason. He had been walking past, saw her through the window, and felt he had to go inside. He said he felt like he had been looking for her his entire life without knowing what he was looking for. She did nothing in the outer world to make it happen. She simply accepted it as real in her imagination first. You see, the law does not care whether your assumption feels true or false. It simply reflects what is impressed upon it. You are the operant power. You choose what to believe about your love life. Imagination creates reality. The moment you accept this as a fact, not as a theory, your love life begins to transform. Everyone is you pushed out. Every person in your world is reflecting back to you your beliefs about yourself and your worthiness of love. If you meet people who are unavailable, who can't commit or treat you poorly, they are showing you your inner conversation about love. But the moment you change your assumption about yourself as it relates to love, every person in your world must change in response. This is law. This is how consciousness operates. The world is a mirror, and it reflects what you are, not what you want. So be the thing you seek, and the thing will come running to you. Your current relationship status, whether single or struggling, is nothing but the shadow cast by your past assumptions about love. Every disappointment, every heartbreak, every moment of loneliness came from beliefs you held about your worthiness, your desirability, your capacity to receive love. But the moment you change your assumption, the shadow must change. It cannot resist. It has no power of its own. It only reflects. When you say, I am loved, you are not stating a hope or desire. You are declaring your divine nature. Love is not something you find. Love is something you are. The perfect partner is not someone you attract. The perfect partner is someone who recognizes what you have already become within yourself. Everyone you will ever meet already exists now in your consciousness. Your perfect partner exists now as a state of consciousness within you. The moment you enter that state and remain there, the person who matches that state must appear in your world. They have no choice. They are compelled by law to find you. This is not about positive thinking. This is not about making yourself feel good temporarily. This is about entering a state of consciousness that matches the relationship you desire. If you can enter and remain in that state, you will manifest the person, the connection, the love that matches it perfectly. States of consciousness are everything. You are always in a state. Right now, you are in the state of being single, or the state of being in an unsatisfying relationship, or the state of being in perfect love. Whichever state you occupy most consistently becomes your dominant reality. The key is to consciously choose the state of being perfectly loved and refuse to leave it. Living from the end means you feel yourself already in the relationship you desire. Not hoping for it, not working toward it, but actually experiencing it in consciousness. When you live from the end, you are not trying to get love. You are living from love. You are not trying to find your person. You are living as someone whose person has already found them. The bridge of incidents will appear. Suddenly, you will be invited to events you normally wouldn't attend. Friends will mention someone they think you should meet. You will find yourself in places and situations that seemed random but were perfectly orchestrated. These are not coincidences. These are the natural outworking of your assumption. But here is the crucial part. You must persist despite appearances. The old state will fight to maintain itself. You will see evidence of being single or unloved. You will have moments of doubt. You will be tempted to return to old patterns of searching and seeking. But you must remain faithful to your new assumption. You must continue to live from the end regardless of what your senses report. Revision is your power. You can revise every disappointing date, every heartbreak, every moment of feeling unworthy of love. In consciousness, go back to those moments and reimagine them. See yourself as always having been loved, always having been worthy, always having been enough. As you revise the past, the future must change to reflect the new pattern. Your inner speech creates your love life. What you say to yourself about love, about relationships, about your desirability becomes your experience. If you constantly think all the good ones are taken, or I'm too old, or love never works out for me, you are creating that reality through your inner conversation. But when you discipline your inner speech to reflect being loved, being chosen, being cherished, your outer world must conform. Close your eyes and go within. This is where your love life is created. Not in the bars, not on the apps, not in the outer searching, but here in the silence of your own consciousness. Begin to feel the shift happening now. Imagine yourself in the most beautiful moment of connection with your perfect partner. See their face clearly, though it may be different from what you expected. Feel their hand in yours. Feel the warmth, the rightness, the recognition. This is not fantasy, this is creation. You are creating the pattern in consciousness that must manifest in your world. Hear them saying the words you long to hear. I love you exactly as you are. I've been looking for you my whole life. You are everything I never knew I needed. Do not just hear the words, feel them landing in your heart. Feel yourself receiving love at the deepest level. Feel yourself as completely known and completely accepted. See yourself introducing them to your family. Watch your parents' faces light up as they meet the person who makes you so happy. Hear your friends saying, you two are perfect together. Feel the warmth of being part of a couple, of belonging to someone who belongs completely to you. Imagine your morning routine together, making coffee for two, sharing quiet moments before the day begins. Feel the peace of waking up next to someone who loves you deeply. Feel the security of knowing you never have to face life alone again. This is not wishful thinking. This is conscious creation. See yourself planning a future together, talking about dreams, making decisions as a team, building something beautiful together. Feel the excitement of shared adventures, the comfort of shared quiet moments, the joy of sharing your life with someone who truly understands you. Feel their arms around you. Feel safe, cherished, protected. Feel yourself relaxing into love in a way you never have before. Feel yourself being seen and loved for exactly who you are, with all your imperfections and quirks. This is the love that is yours by right of consciousness. Now feel their physical presence, even though they are not yet visible to your eyes. Feel them thinking about you right now, wherever they are. Feel the magnetic pull between you, drawing you together across time and space. Feel the divine orchestration arranging your meeting in the most perfect way. Without feeling, imagination is sterile, but with feeling, it is divine. So do not imagine mechanically. Feel your way into these scenes. Let them move you. Let them change you. Let them become more real than your current circumstances. For what you feel deeply and consistently must manifest in your world. Return to these scenes every morning before you rise and every evening before you sleep. Make them so real, so vivid, so felt that your consciousness has no choice but to believe they are already true. When the feeling becomes natural, the manifestation becomes inevitable. You will be tempted to look around and measure your progress. You will want to check the dating apps, scan the room for potential partners, ask friends if they know anyone. But resist this temptation. Faith does not consult appearances. Faith remains steady in the assumption of the wish fulfilled. If today you eat dinner alone, do not despair. If your bed feels empty, do not panic. These are merely the shadows of old assumptions still playing out. They have no power over your new reality. Smile and say, "My love is on the way. They are already mine in consciousness. The shadow is still catching up." Do not fight the loneliness when it appears. Do not wrestle with the doubt when it whispers. Simply return to the state. Let the scene of perfect love play again in your mind. Let the feeling of being cherished return to your heart. You do not destroy doubt by fighting it. You dissolve it by starving it of attention and feasting instead on the assumption of being loved. When well-meaning friends ask why you're not dating, when family members suggest you need to put yourself out there, when the world tells you love requires effort and strategy, simply smile. You know a secret they do not know. You know that love comes from within, not from without. You know that your perfect partner is being drawn to you by the magnetic pull of your assumption. You may hear your mind say, "But I'm too old," or "But I've been hurt before," or "But what if they never come?" When these thoughts arise, do not argue with them. Simply say, "That was the old story. I am writing a new story now. In my new story, I am perfectly loved." Then return immediately to the feeling of being in the relationship you desire. The senses will show you evidence of being single. They will replay memories of past heartbreaks. They will point to your empty calendar, your quiet phone, your solo dinners. But remember, the senses only report what you told them to report through past beliefs. As you persist in your new assumption, the senses must eventually conform to the new pattern. Your job is not to worry about timing or mechanics. Your job is not to figure out where you will meet or how it will happen. Your job is to dwell consistently in the state of being loved and to refuse to leave that state regardless of what the outer world shows you. All power is in the present assumption, not tomorrow's hope, not next month's possibility, but this moment's conviction that you are already in the perfect relationship. Accept it now, feel it now, live from it now. The world has no choice but to reflect what you consistently assume to be true. Begin to live as the person who is completely loved. Speak differently about relationships. When others complain about dating or being single, you smile peacefully. You know something they do not know. You are not looking for love because love has already found you. You are simply waiting for it to become visible in your world. Change your inner conversation completely. Instead of thinking, "I hope I meet someone," think, "I am so grateful for the love in my life." Instead of, "I wonder if I'll ever find love," think, "My partner and I are so perfect together." Instead of, "I'm tired of being alone," think, "I am never alone. Love surrounds me always." Begin to make space in your life for your beloved. Clear out the clutter in your bedroom. Make room in your closet. Buy groceries for two. Set the table for two, even if you eat alone. These are not desperate acts. These are acts of faith. You are preparing for what is already yours in consciousness. Notice how your energy changes as you persist in this assumption. You will begin to walk with more confidence. You will smile more easily. You will radiate the satisfaction of someone who is deeply loved. This is not pretending. This is becoming. You are becoming the person whose perfect partner recognizes them instantly. Watch how others respond to your new energy. You will receive compliments on how you look, how you seem happier, how you glow differently. Men and women alike will be drawn to your energy. This is the magnetic power of someone who knows they are loved. You are not trying to attract anyone. You are simply being yourself as a loved person, and love calls to love. You will notice synchronicities that seem too perfect to be coincidences. You will receive invitations to events you normally would not attend. You will feel drawn to places you have never been. You will find yourself in conversations with strangers that feel strangely meaningful. These are the gentle nudges of consciousness arranging your meeting. When you see couples who are happy together, instead of feeling envious or sad, you will feel recognition. You will think, yes, that is what I have too. You will see your future in their present. You will feel gratitude for the love you witness because you know it reflects the love that is already yours. Your dreams may change. You may begin to dream of your partner before you meet them physically. You may wake with the feeling that you have spent time with them in another dimension. These dreams are not random. They are consciousness preparing you for what is already arranged in the invisible realm. You may find yourself buying things you normally would not buy. A cologne because you imagine how they will love it on you. A book because you imagine discussing it with them. A piece of clothing because you imagine how their eyes will light up when they see you in it. Trust these impulses. They are coming from the part of you that already knows your beloved. Begin to notice how naturally you think in terms of we instead of I. When planning future trips, you automatically consider what they would enjoy. When making decisions, you naturally think about how it will affect both of you. This is not forcing. This is the natural result of living from the assumption of being in a relationship. Feel yourself becoming more selective without becoming desperate. You are not interested in just anyone because you know exactly who you are waiting for. You can afford to be patient because you are not actually waiting. You are living from the end, enjoying the love that is already yours in consciousness while the physical world catches up. The frequency of perfect love begins to emanate from you effortlessly. You do not have to try to be attractive or interesting or worthy. You simply are these things because you know yourself to be completely loved. And in knowing yourself this way, you become irresistible to the one who is meant to love you. Do not imagine mechanically. Do not repeat empty affirmations about love. Feel your way into the scenes of perfect relationship. Dwell in them. Savor them. Let them saturate your being completely. Let the feeling of being loved be more real than what your eyes currently see. Feel the butterflies in your stomach when you think of them. Feel the smile that comes to your face when you imagine their voice saying your name. Feel the warmth that spreads through your body when you imagine their touch. Feel the peace that settles in your heart when you imagine coming home to them each day. Let yourself feel giddy with love sometimes. Let yourself feel the excitement of someone who has a wonderful secret. Let yourself feel the contentment of someone whose heart is completely full. These feelings are not inappropriate because you are single. These feelings are creative power flowing through you to create the love you desire. Feel grateful for love before it appears. Feel grateful for the perfect partner who is on their way to you. Feel grateful for the divine orchestration that is arranging your meeting. Feel grateful for the love story that is already written in consciousness and is now unfolding in the physical world. Feel safe in love. Feel worthy of love. Feel deserving of the most beautiful relationship. If these feelings feel foreign, that is precisely why you must cultivate them. You cannot receive what you do not feel worthy of receiving. So feel your way into worthiness. Feel your way into deserving. Feel your way into the absolute knowing that you are meant for great love. Feel the presence of your beloved even when you are physically alone. Feel them thinking of you. Feel them missing you even though you have not yet met. Feel the magnetic pull between your hearts, drawing you together across any distance. Feel the divine timing that will bring you together in the most perfect way. When you feel these feelings consistently, when being loved feels natural to you, when you can feel their presence even in their physical absence, then the manifestation becomes inevitable. For consciousness creates reality, and the reality you feel most consistently is the reality you will experience. In exactly 30 days, if you dare to assume the feeling of being perfectly loved, your outer life will mirror your inner conviction. You are not waiting for love. Love is waiting for you. It is waiting for your consciousness to match its frequency. It is waiting for your self-concept to rise to the level of someone who is completely cherished. Your perfect partner exists now. They are living their life, perhaps wondering where you are, perhaps feeling the same pull toward love that you feel. In consciousness, you are already connected. In consciousness, you already belong to each other. The physical meeting is simply the final step in a process that begins in imagination. This is not magic, though it may appear so to those who do not understand consciousness. This is law, divine law, immutable, precise, and utterly obedient to your assumptions. The love you desire is not somewhere out there waiting for you to find it. It is here now waiting for you to accept it as already yours. So become now the person who has it. Think as they think, feel as they feel, live as they live. If you find doubt creeping in, do not wrestle with it. Simply return to the state of being loved. Let the scene of perfect relationship play again in your consciousness. Let the feeling of being cherished return to your heart. All power is in the present assumption, not tomorrow's hope, not next week's possibility. Now, this is your power. This is your moment. In this very moment, you may assume that you are in the perfect relationship, and if you will remain faithful to that assumption, the world must show it to you. Will you dare to imagine the love you desire and live from it without apology, without doubt, without delay? Will you persist when the dating world disappoints? Will you continue when well-meaning friends offer advice you no longer need? For if you will, then love must eventually appear. Let these 30 days be your demonstration. Let these 30 days be your proof. Every morning, every night, return to the state of being perfectly loved. Live in the end. Revise every moment of loneliness into moments of connection. Saturate your mind with images of partnership, sounds of laughter together, feelings of deep intimacy, and then release it. Walk in peace. Act as though you are already beloved, and soon the world will see what you have already accepted in consciousness. You will be in the perfect relationship in 30 days. Not because of luck, not because of strategy, but because you dared to believe. You dared to imagine and persist. You dared to live from the end. And because of that, this seemingly solid world will melt and reshape itself to match your inner world of perfect love. It always does, it always has. Now it is your turn to see it. Everyone is you pushed out. Your perfect partner is you pushed out in the form of someone who will love you exactly as you have learned to love yourself in consciousness. Accept it now. Feel it now. Live from it now. I am loved completely. I am in the perfect relationship. I am perfectly partnered. It is finished. It is done. And so it is. Return to this video as often as you breathe. Let it anchor you in the end. Let it dissolve the old story. Let it rewire your identity with each listen. Again and again, morning or night, in stillness or motion, until every word feels like your own memory. Until the feeling is no longer imagined but lived. Until love is no longer something you wait for but something you walk in. And if doubt arises, return. If fear stirs, return. If nothing seems to change, return. Not to force the outcome, but to remind yourself of who you truly are, the one who is already loved, already chosen, already living the life you once only dreamed of. Until the inner truth becomes the outer fact, and your perfect partner appears without effort because you no longer hope, you know. Accept it now. Feel it now. Live from it now. I am loved completely. I am in the perfect relationship. I am perfectly partnered. It is finished. It is done. And so it is.